Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome now to the Surrey Sports Park here for this WBBL fixture between the Sevenoaks Suns and the Nottingham Wildcats. As usual, I'm your commentator, Josh Bett, the loud, the obnoxious, but sometimes the very benevolent, joined by my little bro, Mikey. Mikey, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, good. Looking forward to this game. Obviously, Nottingham trying to bounce back. They had a tough first half last weekend, against Sheffield, and what a better test to try and bounce back against one of the best teams in WBBL in Sevenoaks.
Well, WBBL, as you mentioned, this is becoming a very, very dominated league by, of course, the Sevenoaks Suns and now the London Lions, and not to mention the Leicester Riders. But as it stands, the London Lions are top of the table, joint undefeated, all three of them. Well, the Sheffield Hatters actually back in the picture after a very good start. What can we say about the Hatters, obviously, Mikey?
I mean, I was there last week in Nottingham, and again, Vanessa has done a great job with the recruitment of that team. Really solid roster. She's got some depth as well, and obviously Georgia Gale coming back, and she looks great. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in the GB squad when it's probably announced sometime this week ahead of Europeans, which is just around the corner.
Now, if you're a Leicester Riders fan, is there any need to panic right now? I mean, they are, what are they now, 1-2 at the moment, or 2-2, excuse me? I mean, is there need for them to panic? Well,
if you find the coach mid-season, you can say the panic's on somewhere. Obviously, we don't quite know what's happened with Coach at Washington, but obviously they've made that coaching change. But no, I think they'll be all right. They've just had some injuries early on, but we'll see. And obviously, hopefully the adjustment has the required effect that Russell and that management staff wanted.
Well, we're going to take a look at the starting lineups right now. No surprise, of course, to see Kat Carr and Renee Bush into the starting lineup. But again, I just wonder as well, the likes of Wirtz, Koppel, and Fritz. I mean, for me, Fritz has been shooting the ball very well so far, and Frankie Wirtz as well. Frankie Wirtz just growing in confidence. I mean, she was playing professionally last year in Luxembourg. How key is her addition going to be for the Sevenoaks Suns this season?
I think it's great, and obviously, it's just time. Sevenoaks have got a fairly unique system, so I think that's it. But obviously, Jamila Thompson's the missing piece for Suns, so they're now a little bit short in the rotation. So it'll be interesting to see if Nottingham can do something as, here we go, Kennedy Nicholas walking onto court with a warm-up still on.
Well, again, that's I think we've all made that mistake at one point. But now again, let's look at the starting lineup, of course, here for the Nottingham Wildcats. And they do have Miller, Watkins, Franklin, Richards, and... Oh, no, I got that wrong. Excuse me.
That's the Sevenoaks bench.
I'm reading out the bench, excuse me, Sevenoaks. We got Nicholas, Pannell, Ashton, Giles, and Edmonds, of course. What can we say about this starting lineup?
Well, obviously, Shauna Edmonds last week, 27 points against the Hatters, huge outing. But the interesting one is, weighing 9 for the Wildcats, Janae Giles arrived in the country on Monday. It's had a solid week of practice, as it looks like KENRICK LIBURD's put the wrong starters in the book. So it'll be Grace Ashton starting ahead of Praise Egereva. But no, it'll be really interesting to see how Giles settles in. It's a big addition they need on the wing. So we'll see how she does in her league debut. Well,
Nicholas is going to jump this one with Koppel, and it will be Frankie Wirtz who gets the first possession. She spins around, kicks this one out to Renee Bush, excuse me. And now Kat Carr here, using off one screen, does a backdoor pass. Beautiful little dime there by Kat Carr, but there you can see Fritz misses the wide open layup.
Yeah, and that was a theme last week in the first quarter against Oakland. Sevenoaks just 7 points. I was talking to Len Bush before the game. He was happy with the offensive looks. They just missed layups and wide open jumpers.
Well, Fritz had a layup there in transition, didn't take it, but Koppel there kicks this one out. And this is where Frankie Wirtz likes to be very dangerous, spins around, drawn into a triple team there, turns it over. Well, here comes Edmonds now. Just going to slow this one down here for the Nottingham Wildcats. Great defense there from Kat Carr, hedging on the screen. Well, steps back, takes a three-pointer, in and out, doesn't get it. And Nottingham Wildcats come up with loose ball, spins around, does she get it? Gets the dime to drop. Well, that is Giles there. Well, Giles making a tough move to the basket.
Yeah, and that's the exact impact you want. You get someone in the country, it's taken a few extra weeks than Coach KENRICK LIBURD wanted, but scoring on a first shot is a great start.
Frankie Wirtz now on the ball, heavily guarded, finds Renee Bush. Well, Bush drives in with the left hand, spins around, back out to Wirtz. Wirtz for three, and Frankie Wirtz, nothing but net from downtown. What's a long two, actually.
Yes, just towed the line on her right foot, I think, but she was also looking for the foul.
That could be a problem for the Nottingham Wildcats. Do not allow, excuse me, Frankie Wirtz any time or space on the perimeter. Puts up a wild circus shot and goes over the backboard. And thank goodness gracious that the popcorn lad wasn't standing behind the basket.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think if you watch that, if I'm Len Bush and I'm watching that that tape from last week, the Nottingham tape, is it's can you slow down Edmonds. 27 points against the Hatters, averaging 21 a game in the league, so that's going to be a key assignment.
Wirtz almost gets a pocket pick, finds Kat Carr. Kat Carr now looking to dish this one off. Finds Koppel down low, finds Wirtz off the backboard. She rolls the foul, and she will go to the charity stripe now for 2 free throws.
Yeah, and Sevenoaks right now just getting what they want with the cuts. It's the Nottingham defence seems to be a bit over-occupied, keeping an eye on the ball, and it's the second or third time they've lost people on cuts, been late, and that time Wirtz able to get to line for 2.
Just seems like Frankie Wirtz has so many arsenals in her game, because, you know, we see what a great perimeter shooter she is, but there you can see taking her defender down into the low block and making that contact. Definitely a very versatile player.
Yeah, and I think also it's taking advantage of Edmonds down low as well. Obviously she's one of the smaller players in the league, so Frankie can kind of use that experience and use that size advantage a little bit to help.
Well, Nottingham Wildcats now trying to get into their set a little early. Got it by Renee Bush now. Goes behind the back. Oh, pump fakes. Didn't have enough time or space to get the shot off. Crosses over one more time. This time she takes the shot. A little bit short off the front iron. Wirtz with the rebound. Now she's got Fritz ahead of her. Along with Kat Carr, but decides to give this one to Koppel in the trailer. Koppel goes to the basket, goes in with a little finger roll. Doesn't get it. Nottingham Wildcats now come up with loose ball. Now they got numbers here in transition. There's the dime. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful fast break basketball by the Nottingham Wildcats.
Yeah, and it all came from Koppel being a bit over-aggressive. You had the mismatch with Nicholas on Carr. She didn't find it. Takes a tough layup, and then Nottingham able to go the other way.
Now Kat Carr, heavily guarded by a panel. On Brooklyn panel here, you can see a defensive matchup. That's going to be tough, but a reach in there. And it looks like the foul is going to be called on Janai Giles. That's her second personal foul of the game, and that could be a problem now for the Nottingham Wildcats.
Yes, but it looks like it'll be end-line ball, and it'll be Amani Whittington to the table, but that'll begin just that adjustment you see with so many import players on both the men's and the women's side, just adjusting to the way the game's called, what you can get away with, what you can't. So that'll be the learning curve that Giles needs to take.
Well, Bush in the corner, and that's one play you cannot leave wide open, as Renee Bush, the former University of Pennsylvania basketball player, punishes the Nottingham Wildcats. Well, they go down low now in the low block, spins around, sets a little baby hook, and gets the drop. Kennedy Nicholas going to work.
And that's the Nottingham DNA. They play with 2 pure bigs on the floor, neither of which can really extend the floor, so it's almost a surprise. It's taken 3 minutes to get inside, but success the first time they fed the bigs.
Well, Fritz now on the ball, looking for a handoff of Frankie Wirtz. Wirtz drives in, kicks out to Renee Bush. She hit her last one. Renee Bush in the corner, doesn't get it. Nicholas with a rebound.
Again, it's a great look. It's what you want, your best shooter wide open 3, so Len Bush will take that as you get a lot of contact.
Puts up a circus shot, and Brooklyn Pano punishes the Sevenoaks Suns defense. Well, again, that's a strong move going to the basket. I mean, it was completely out of control, but she got the drop on it. Down low to Renee Bush now. Kicks this one out wide open. Koppel easily tucks away the mid-range jump shot. Left uncontested.
Yeah, it's good execution from the Suns. They not only had Koppel open, but I think it was Kat Carr coming off the double screen as well that was also wide open. So anytime you get 2 players wide open on one action, you've done well.
Oh, what a pump fake in the lane. Left wide open. It's beautiful right now. Well, that is a tough play there. You like the little shake and bake in the low block there.
As Edmonds has got knocked down on the screen, not communicating, so 5-on-4 briefly, but Suns can't quite take full advantage.
I think Fritz there got away with a couple of travels, or a couple of steps, excuse me, but the official, Tahira Carr, doesn't call it, but it looks like it's going to be Nottingham ball on the baseline, turnover.
Yeah, the referee crew there just discussing it. Did they call jump ball or not? No, they didn't. I think that was some discussion if they were going to call it a jump ball because neither referee was showing, but obviously had an educated guess as again Nicholas deep position.
Well, there you can see again Kennedy Nicholas cementing her position in the low block like you just said, and Kat Carr right now just being tested on the post defense.
Yeah, Nicholas had a few big games in the group. I think it was against Sheffield in the Cup. She had something like a 25-point, 25 rebound double-double, so she'll be one, and Suns just don't have the size on the floor to guard her, so can Nottingham keep finding that down low?
Well, Carr spins around, goes baseline, doesn't get it. Rebound secured, and now the Nottingham Wildcats could push it. All the momentum going in their favor. Has options. Steps back, three-pointer. Doesn't get it. But gets an offensive rebound. Right now, the Nottingham Wildcats, they want this game. They are hungry for a victory, and a foul has been called. The foul is on Julia Koppel. As now you can see, Praise Egg Harevba will go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. And a timeout's going to be called now by Coach LIBURD.
I think this is simple. This is about not letting the bigs get deep catches and being on the back. So, obviously, Kennedy Nicholas new to the league for Sevenoaks, but they've seen Praise Egg River multiple times last year. Coach LIBURD, I'm sure, well knows what they can both do. So if they're going to play behind and give up the size advantage, then that's going to be an issue. So now does he do something defensively different and try and keep with Fritz on a matchup, Koppel on a matchup rather than switching it up? And that'll be the kind of thing they'll be looking at as an adjustment now. And then of course missing open layups.
Well, that's interesting as you said that, because Nicholas has been defended by Kat Carr, who predominantly is your playmaker, not your playmaker, she's your top scorer on the perimeter. Julia Koppel, in my mind, would have been the ideal matchup, but it's interesting that LIBURD has gone with Kat Carr in the defensive matchup. But as you can see, Kat Carr, she's the one player that cannot afford to get into foul trouble. So Sevenoaks Suns have to change something up. They got to double team her or something, because right now the Nottingham Wildcats playing with a lot of confidence, and not a lot of teams come here to the Surrey Sports Park and play with confidence when they go up against the Sevenoaks Suns, that's for sure.
No, and I think this is the fight that Nottingham showed in the second half last week that was just absent in the first half. Obviously, a talked with Coach Kevin LIBURD after the game, and it was like the first half was just like there was just no fight. It just got hammered and were happy to take it. And they showed something in the second half. They didn't quite get as successful as they wanted to be, but that's the thing that's carried over. And now, again, you talked about the matchups, but it's like, okay, if you put Koppel on Nicholas, but then who guards Egereva, who's also 6'3" and can do exactly the same thing down low. So Nottingham's style this year with the 2 pure bigs on the floor is so different for the league.
Well, she missed the first free throw, and this is something that you never want to see. You never want to look back on the game and think the outcome could have been different had you made all your free throws, as she goes 1 for 2 from the charity stripe. And now Renee Bush guarded heavily by Brooklyn Panel. Nottingham Wildcats here with a 5-point lead early stages. Not many teams come here and have a lead over the Sevenoaks Suns. There's now Frankie Wirtz on the ball. And now Bush goes in with the left hand, tries to kick out the Koppel. One more pass. Wirtz for 3. She can make these. Frankie Wirtz nails it. And that's the kind of confidence Sevenoaks Suns needed.
And it's the same play that they got the layup on before the timeout. So just a slightly different look, got a different read off it. And it'll be now interesting, can Nottingham slow that down?
Well, here comes the pick and roll sequence. Pulls up for a long 2-pointer, nails it. That's a tough shot there by Brooklyn Panel, coming off the screen, set by Kennedy Nicholas, excuse me.
Yeah, and Panel's come in kind of she needs to score a little bit more. She struggled a little bit from the floor last week, but she is that person that can kind of change the game from the wing. So to get her going early is key. She's up to 4 personal early.
Frankie Wirtz now comes off one screen, finds Kat Carr. Well, Kat Carr, can she get it going early? Yes, she can! Well, Kat Carr is the last player you want to leave wide open. The pick and pop there, beautifully executed between Frankie Wirtz and Kat Carr.
I mean, and again, it's Sevenoaks are getting looks they want. It's now, can they make them consistently? They're getting wide open threes. Nottingham defensively just aren't at the races right now.
Well, Panel now, she's made one step back, throws this one down low. Backs down against Julia Koppel, bit of contact, spins around. Oh, beautiful! You gotta love that move. I mean, Praise Egereva got it in the low block, did about 2 spin outs there, and finished it off with an ice cold finger roll off the backboard.
And that's the composure from an 18-year-old. Obviously, she got experience with the German national team as Koppel returns with the 3 to tie us up at 17, but Egereva's going to keep developing, done really well this year to summer again at Europeans, and I certainly think she'll have some collegiate options coming up in the summer.
Well, Julia Koppel there nails the tray ball from downtown, this time to go to Nicholas. The inside play still worked for the Nottingham Wildcats, and they continue to punish Sevenoaks Suns in the low block. Well, she's got Fritz ahead of her. Kat Carr now looking for a handoff here with Frankie Wirtz. Wirtz now heavily guarded by Brooklyn Panel. Cross court over, they get it to Fritz in the corner. Fritz goes baseline. Fritz puts up a little teardrop, and it is end-to-end stuff right now between the Sevenoaks Suns and the Nottingham Wildcats.
And of course, you've got mismatches at one end, you're going to have them on the other, and there Sevenoaks able to get the matchup, drag Nicholas out to the 3-point line. She's got to respect the 3, and then it's really difficult for her to stay in front on the drive.
Panel now steps back, takes a 3-pointer off the front iron. Frankie Wirtz very happy to let that one go out. And now you can see here changes from both sides. Well, the Sevenoaks Suns are going to bring Amelia Watkins into the game. She's going to give Julia Koppel a breather. While for the Nottingham Wildcats, Made a triple change here. What can you say about the changes they brought in, Mikey?
Well, Bray and Isabel got a great connection. They played together last year for Nottingham Trent, both former Wildcats. I was coaching back when I was in Nottingham 3 years ago, so returned back. So they'll have that synergy in the pick and roll as Cat again. Another wide open look, and that'll be the issue for Nottingham. It's the quality of looks they're giving up right now. Every time is Sevenoaks are getting a clean shot.
Well, Cat there with a pull-up jump shot again. Player that once she gets going, it's going to be tough to stop her. Brooklyn Burnell almost turns it over. Keep this one alive now. Whittington, she gives it up. Ashley's got a few seconds left. Tries a lob pass, beautifully executed. Oh my lord, the pick and roll right now from the Nottingham Wildcats is punishing the Sevenoaks Suns. I mean, you can see Nicholas there catching the ball under pressure and able to put that one away. Meanwhile now, Cat here, guarded by Whittingham. She goes in with a right and she draws a foul. The foul is on Imani Whittington, excuse me. My poor ability to pronounce people's names. Players, I do apologize if I pronounce your names incorrectly, but bear with me, I am a PE teacher after all.
A PE teacher also speaks about 700 languages.
English not one of them though. Oh, what a layoff there, and who else? Cat goes baseline, dishes off an easy dime, and Fritz lays it up. Well, Sevenoaks now here with a 2-point lead, and Nottingham, if they play the cards right, could go 2 for 1, but Whittington now comes off a screen with Nicholas. There's a lob pass, turns it over, and now Frankie Wirtz can push this one. Well, she finds Fritz ahead of her. Fritz keeps alive, but she turns it over, and now the Nottingham Wildcats with 23.6 seconds left here in the first quarter will get the final shot.
Yeah, right now it's all about defensively, both teams. I'm sure that's going to be emphasis coming up. Both teams shooting in the 60s from the floor, so it'll be interesting to see what adjustments we make. Does a team maybe try and do something different, like a zone coming out? Sevenoaks done a better job of taking Nicholas away the last couple of possessions, but it'll be interesting to see if Nottingham can go back to a one final time.
Well, here we go now. Ashton on the ball. They will get the last shot here. Nottingham needs to be patient. One thing they don't want to do is allow Sevenoaks to get one more shot, but they go for an early quick look from the perimeter. She nails it. Well, that time you can see Giles with a lot of confidence giving Nottingham Wildcats 1 point lead here, and now Cat she's going to ice this one up, puts it behind her back, kicks this one out. Renee Bush, end of the corner, doesn't get it. But at the end of the first quarter, it is the visitors who have a 1 point lead over our hosts, the Nottingham Wildcats, here in this WBBL fixture against the Sevenoaks Suns.
And then that's kind of like a trick or treat moment. Go to a little Halloween reference there, but it's interesting. He put Janae back in the game on 2 fouls, knowing that they'd got 1 shot, but then she comes off the stagger screen and she's wide open. She kind of has to shoot that. But then the perk of that is make or miss. She's now got to defend on those 2 fouls with the last 10 seconds. She did a good job of not fouling there, but ultimately, if someone that you think can shoot the 3, and that's what she's known for from her collegiate career, she shot 40% from the 3-point line. If you get her a wide open look, even if you want to hold for 1 shot, it's a tough one to turn down. And ultimately, Nottingham are going to be delighted with his start on the road up 1.
So you're talking about Halloween, right? I had the most horrific experience last night. I went to the grocery store, bought loads of stuff to cook for the weekend, and I had my half pint of semi-skimmed milk, right? Some person, I don't know who it was dressed up as Ghostface from the movie Scream. You seen that one? The long guy who stabs people? It was horrific. And he looked at me as I walked into my house and stared, and he or she walked towards me. And I said, if you come any closer, I'm going to chuck the semi-skim milk at you, and I'm not afraid to go back to buy another one. Walked away. Reference, please do not come knocking on my door at trick-or-treat. Is it tonight or tomorrow?
I suppose technically...
I don't celebrate
tomorrow.
Halloween, so...
I suppose technically it's tomorrow, but ultimately I think a lot of the activities will be last night and tonight with the way it's fallen with the weekend. So.
Okay, if you live between Camberley and Ascot, do not knock on my door for trick-or-treat. There's a pint of semi-skim milk that will be chucked at you.
Life lessons from Josh Bett on a Saturday lunchtime.
Just Halloween terrifies me. I can't stand it. I don't. The masks. Like when children dress up, it's fun. I get that. You go knock around. But when fully grown adults do it, it's horrific. Because then I can't tell if people are actually trick-or-treating or trying to do something mischievous. You know.
I mean, again, just looking at stats through the first quarter, we try and get a little bit more on topic. Both teams shooting 64% from the floor after the first quarter. Sevenoaks, 4 rebounds total in the game. that kind of links into how good the offense has been for Nottingham in terms of looks, but it's also they've got a couple of second chance opportunities. Nicholas has dominated inside. We saw the nice move from Egerova as well. Those two combined for 15. And again, I don't know if there's a great solution for Coach LIBURD and Sevenoaks with the lack of size they've got with Jamila Thompson out.
Well, you're right. With Jamila Thompson out, it makes them have to go to a real small ball play. But now you can see the Nottingham Wildcats, they've actually benefited. Now they got Nicholas on the bench, but Egereva's still out there. Well, here comes the pick and roll. Now it's Ashton. Comes off one screen, chucks us in the corner. Well, they take a three in the corner. The three is up. And right now, we talked about the inside play, but the perimeter play really shown right now as Giles knocks down another one. Oh, Edmonds, excuse me. Well, Sevenoaks now trailing by 4 points here, looking for some inspiration as they get the ball here to Renee Bush. There's a pick and pop. Cat car for a long two. Doesn't get it. Ashton secures a rebound. Now the Wildcats can push this one with Ashton down the middle. Ashton comes off one screen. There's a pick and pop. Had the shot, didn't take it. Goes in. Smooth move. Well, she tried the hesitation, and in the end she laid it up. That's a tough play there by Isabel.
Yeah, and again, but that's all on the closeout. You've got someone that's not a prolific three-point shooter on the scout probably, and Isabel, but she can knock the odd one down, but then you're over-aggressive on the closeout and give up the driving lane, but it's still a tough finish.
Well, that's just intelligence, as we said. I mean, didn't just drive to the basket, she hesitated, but right now, end of the shot clock. Carr goes baseline. Cat Carr misses a layup. And Nottingham Wildcats here, winning by 6 points in transition with Edmonds. Edmonds pulls up, doesn't get it. Offensive rebound, and right now, it is all Nottingham Wildcats. The follow-up rebound by Praise Egbareva.
No, and again, it's all from the mismatch. She's just going to out-rebound Cat Carr every time. There's not a lot Cat can do unless she goes to an early aggressive face box out or something like that, but Nottingham right now just dominating this game offensively.
Fritz now comes up one screen, tries to penetrate in with the right, kicks out to Cat Carr. Another long two by Cat Carr. Cat Carr, nothing but net. Well, that's one play you can only hope to contain. You cannot shut Cat Carr down. Even if you do contain her offensively, there's things that she can do, such as being a facilitator and one hell of a defender. But right now, she's having to play that 4-stretch-5 role here for the Sevenoaks Suns. Whittington throws down to Egereva. Gets caught in a double team, turns it over. Bush comes up with a loose ball. Now they got numbers.
5 on 2.
Left. Finds Carr. Carr almost fumbles it. Kicks out. Wirtz now finds Carr. Carr pump fakes. Finds Bush. Open three. Oh, baby! Well, nails a wide open look. And all of a sudden, Sevenoaks Suns find themselves back in this game.
But it was all one of those games. It came from the transitional bit. The pass was bad and Cat fumbled it. Everything there was Biggs closing out and they had to run shooters off the line. And Sevenoaks found the best shooter. So as Edmonds that time passes up what would have been a layup and jump ball called, and it'll be Sevenoaks possession. But there it's a case of Edmonds not realising what a wide open pass she had to the basket.
Well, it's amazing how the momentum can change this game. I mean, when you're up against a team like Sevenoaks Suns, there is very small margin for error. An 8-point lead that the Nottingham Wildcats have, and right now, Sevenoaks Suns, who are renowned for being a great perimeter shooting team, could possibly tie this game up with a 3-point field goal. Now you can see Fritz here on the ball, heavily guided. Finds Koppel, looking for a handoff here, Renee Bush.
Oh, Egereva on the floor underneath, that's why Fritz is wide open.
Well, Fritz cuts it down to a 1-point ball game. Smooth little baby hook shot under the basket.
Yeah, I'd love to see a replay on how she ended up on the floor underneath, but that's tough defensively. You're not going to be able to do a lot as Watkins gives the foul.
Well, Nicholas again, such a smart play there. Kennedy Nicholas there, you can see she sealed Watkins in the low block, and again, I would say that Watkins got bailed out by the foul on that one because it would have been an easy layup for Kennedy Nicholas.
I see. I've just obviously the YouTube stream's a little bit behind us being live here at Surrey Sports Park. Just had a chance to look. Egereva and Renee Bush just got their feet tangled on the screens. That's how Fritz was wide open. See if Nottingham can execute from baseline out of bounds. They did struggle last week. As Berry's three is long, and Sevenoaks finally pulling a defensive rebound as Cat Carr just about saves it.
Well, now you can see here, Renee Bush gives this one up to Cat Carr. Cat Carr threw it away. She had the lane there open, but didn't take it. As Edmonds now, remember, Nottingham Wildcats are winning by 1 point here. Well, there's a step back, doesn't take his Berry. Berry gets a handoff, goes to the basket, spins around, kicks out in the corner. Whittingham takes a three-pointer, doesn't get it. Well, if she makes that, is Whittingham going to get the assist on that one?
Nah, you won't get an assist for an air ball, but again, it all came from Nottingham being aggressive on the glass, and right now, Sevenoaks are normally a good rebounding team, but right now, Nottingham dominating the glass, and that's something that they're going to have to adjust if they want to win this game this afternoon.
Koppel now gets a handoff here with Fritz. Looking for options now, finds Renee Bush. She can tie the game up, doesn't get it. Nicholas with a strong rebound.
I'm surprised that's not a foul there. It looked like she got a call on the arm. The referees have done a really good job of letting both teams play this afternoon.
Well, you're right there. As soon as she got the rebound, it was a reach in, but, you know, everyone has their moment in this game. Brooklyn Pano now on the ball, guarded by Fritz. Steps back, takes a three-pointer. Brooklyn Pano nails it. Well, she has come ready to play right now, and she is cooking it out there.
Yeah, and that's her up to 9 points as well. So Nottingham really doing damage with multiple players. And again, Nicholas has gone quiet last 2-3 minutes. It's only going to be a matter of time as Renee Bush blows a wide open layup.
That was a beautifully executed play there. Well, they got numbers here in transition. Edmonds now looking to slow this one down, hesitates, goes baseline, reverse layup, doesn't get it. Whittington tries to follow up with an offensive rebound. But again, you got to love the hesitation spin out there by Edmonds. Completely fooled off the defense. But Kakar did just enough defensively to force Edmonds into a missed layup. And we have a timeout now as these two teams are going to talk it over.
Yeah, now just looking at the numbers, Sevenoaks 5 defensive rebounds. Nottingham have got 4 offensive rebounds. So Nottingham nearly one-on-one on the glass, and that's what's allowed them to take the extra 5 shots, which has kept this lead. And right now, I don't know who called that time. I don't know if you saw, Josh, but both teams will be a little bit happier with the defense, but there's still a lot of work to do on both ends. Nottingham maybe got away with giving up a couple of layups that Sevenoaks need to convert, and again, Suns no doubt talking about stuff like the rebounding battle. And again, they've done an adjustment on Nicholas, but now it's Pennell starting to heat up as well. So it's that team defense, which Sevenoaks are normally so strong at, but for whatever reason, it's just not clicking right now for them.
Well, Nottingham Wildcats are playing with a lot of confidence, as we said, because, you know, they started off trying to force the ball down low in the low block with Nicholas and Egbarevba. And as you can see, Pannell, Edmonds starting to find some confidence from the perimeter. The question is, how long can they keep maintaining this going forward? Because, you know, with a team like Sevenoaks Suns, it's only a matter of time until they really start to solidify and sort of assert themselves into this game.
But without Jamila Thomas, as we mentioned, obviously, the Sevenoaks depth is what's hurting them. There's not a lot of options they can go to change the game, where Nottingham have already seen 2 or 3 coming off the bench. Whittington's can do a really solid job. Ashton as a backup point guard, we've seen what she did in pick and roll earlier. So Nottingham have got more ways, I think, to change the game, and that'll be the concern for Len Bush. He's not got a lot to go to, and obviously Millie Watkins has done a pretty good job early, but looking down there, everything else is youth.
Frankie Worth from the corner doesn't get it. Bounces around Nicholas with a rebound. Well, Nicholas is doing a very good job of securing the boards right now. Ashton finds Pennell. Pennell goes down the middle. Pennell bangs. No foul called. And now here you can see chance here for the Sevenoaks Suns to push this one. Fritz goes baseline. Great help side defense there by Nicholas. Down low finds Koppel. Koppel easy. Oh, she missed it one more time, but she gets her own rebound. Whittingham's on the floor fighting for it. A jump ball's been called, and it will be Wildcats possession.
That's the 4th wide open missed layup for Sevenoaks. And when you're down 6, they're the ones you need to sustain the game, because suddenly it was Len Bush that called that timeout, but suddenly you're only a 6-0 run away. And obviously we know Sevenoaks can get back in the game, but you don't want to suddenly potentially be down 10-12 at half time.
Absolutely. Egbareva finds Nicholas. Nicholas secures off, goes up with it. And right now, Kennedy Nicholas is dominating this game.
Yeah, but there's literally, I don't think there's anyone on Sevenoaks can double, so does now Len Bush have to go to a double team or something, but ultimately it's on Nottingham as well to can they get Nicholas more touches?
Well, now it's interesting because the Nottingham Wildcats have gone to a 2-3 zone, and again, is this what you want to play against a great shooting team? Fritz now kicks out to Kakar. Finds Fritz. Fritz takes a 3-pointer. Way off the mark. Koppel with a rebound. Well, I'm not sure did that hit the rim. Kakar goes in the lane, bumps. Kakar gets the and one. And the MVP will go to the free throw line here to make a 3-point play.
Yeah, and again,
did the ball hit the rim on that shot?
I'd love to see a replay. I mean, we'll probably get it during the free throws. I'll have a look. I thought it was a little bit short, but maybe it just had one of those little glancing nicks. But again, Sevenoaks finally got on the offensive glass. First offensive rebound of the game, and it led to 2. We'll have a look now.
I don't know.
We need a super Zomo in, but
We
again,
need Ralston, that's what we need.
well, no, ultimately, but again, at the end of the day, it's one of them. It's really tough for referees to decide. Obviously, we are an official short as well, so more things as Koppel and Egereva get really physical down low.
Like Bareba, you can see that, very infuriated, threw her arms out. It's now Frankie Wirtz, goes baseline. Wirtz kicks out, good ball movement, finds Kakkar, she pump fakes in the lane, pulls up in the mid-range.
Good
Kakkar
contest.
can't get it. Nicholas can't secure the rebound, it's on the floor. Well, that basketball's like a hot tamale out there right now. Everybody losing control of it. And now there's 8 seconds on the shot clock. Wirtz goes baseline, fades away, doesn't get it. And Nicholas again secures a rebound, and now Ashton can push this one. 5-point lead now to the Nottingham Wildcats. Ashton now, so they're trying to get the ball down low here to Nicholas again. They get it to Ken. Nicholas goes out of bounds, but it will be baseline ball to the Nottingham Wildcats as now Renee Bush checks back into the game as well for the Nottingham Wildcats. Shawnee Edmonds also comes back in as Imani Whittington takes a breather.
Yeah, and Nicholas right now 6 of 7 shooting, so 6 of 6 from 2. They gave her a 3, but I don't remember her taking one as Purnell straight off the out of bounds, and Nottingham finally gets some success on the out of bounds.
Well, Brooklyn Purnell, you can see very much of a smooth jump shot, playing with a lot of confidence at the moment. She is the answer for the Nottingham Wildcats. Frankie Wirtz now, she pulls up for 3. Frankie Wirtz from downtown nails it.
And again,
Exactly
you
what
can.
they needed.
And again, it's Nottingham going under a screen on a shooter. That's how Wirtz got open, and that's something that they just won't want to give up. The Wildcats do as they try and finish this half off strong as we've got 2 minutes left as the double finally does come.
Ashton now pump fakes, puts up a little teardrop. Nobody going, well, yes, Egereba gets another rebound. Kicks out. Here comes the pick and roll sequence. Off one screen, pulls up in the mid-range. She is cooking it up right now. Well, she is unstoppable. And again, it's that lady, Brooklyn Purnell. She is simply putting on a show at the moment.
And again, Egereva went for a tumble. She was slow to get up and see a sub coming in, so I wonder if she's all right as Bush from the corner.
Well, Renee Bush, another one. But again, it starts with Kakkar. Kakkar with the ball in her hands, making things happen, drawing the defense down and kicking it out baseline to a wide open Renee Bush. 3-point ball game now to the Nottingham Wildcats.
Yeah, it's interesting that of Sevenoaks' 14 assists, 9's come from that Renee Kakkar combination, so they're heavily involved right now as Edmonds gets deep into the lane.
Edmonds splits the defense, draws a foul, and now she'll go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. I'm not sure if the foul was on, it looks like it's on Frankie Wirtz, but that's a smart play there by Shawnee Edmonds. Again, just going to the basket as Imani Whittington comes back into the game. And Egereva, who's been their best rebounder, probably this is a tactical choice to stop her getting into any more foul trouble maybe. She is going to check out, but that's a very big decision.
No, I think it was the tumble she had on the last offensive sequence. She was slow to get up, and she missed some early part of the season with injury. I know she's been limited in practice up until a couple of weeks ago, so I wonder, just looking after a little bit, still another 20 minutes to go. You're not going to win this game in the last 69 seconds of the first half. You're going to win it down the stretch, so you've got to just make sure she's all right and able to come back after half time.
Well, Edmonds makes the second free throw, 2 for 2 for the charity stripe. Now it's a 5-point ball game to the Wildcats. With just over a minute to go here in the first half, is Renee Bush now on the ball, gives this one up to Kakkar. And Bush now looking like she's going to go pick and roll, throws it down low now, Kakkar. Carr now faces up, looking to isolate, puts a little fadeaway in there, doesn't get it. Fritz does so well, secure the offensive rebound. Renee Bush for 3, she made a last one, doesn't get it. Koppel fighting for a rebound, goes out of bounds, and it will be Sevenoaks Suns basketball on the baseline with 39.7 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
And it's these offensive rebounds that really helping Suns right now. It's the third one in the last 2-3 minutes. Nottingham with the size advantage. They're the ones you can't give up, and they had some issues early in the cup stage with rebounds as well, so that will be a little bit of a concern, I think, for half time.
Well, there's a quick 3-pointer by Frankie Wirtz, nails it. Well, she is cooking it up yet again. I mean, 2-point ball game, and now we have 6 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. Well, Ashton now looking for a handoff, finds Purnell. Well, Purnell has been the best player so far in this game, looking to isolate, crosses over. Purnell goes baseline, comes off a Sevenoaks Suns player, and it will be baseline ball 2. And we got a timeout now as the Nottingham Wildcats, with 7 seconds on the shot clock, are going to try and draw up one last play here.
Yeah, I mean that's a smart timeout. Like you've got 2 left. As soon as you go towards that locker room, you lose them. So you might as well try and draw something up here. Doesn't matter if you get it off in half a second or 7 seconds. But right now it's the 3-point shooting from the Suns that are keeping them alive at 8 of 14 from downtown. And if that's even an okay shooting performance, and you make 6 or 5, suddenly you could see this game being double digits. And Nottingham right now are probably feel like they're a little bit aggrieved that they're not up by more than 2 points.
So we have Roger Harrison watching from Gran Canaria, and we have El Peoples 2019 watching from Mexico. And we also have, again, forgive me if I pronounce his name incorrectly, Mihaly Seplaki from Hungary. Well, to our fans from Gran Canaria, Spain and Mexico, hola, ahora estamos mirando un juego de baloncesto de WBBL. I think that was correct. Vudopian. Maybe that's Italian. I can't remember. I forgot.
Well, I don't know if you were right, so I'm going to say it was correct.
W in the way they say W in Spanish and Italian is double V. So Vudoppia, I think that's Italian. Vudoble, Vudoble, I believe. Lo siento por los aficionados en español. Yo no hablo español, soy inglés.
Sí.
Sí, ahora vamos a continuar de 7 segundos más. 7 seconds left on the shot clock for Nottingham Wildcats.
I wonder if they go to Nicholas here.
We'll get to Edmonds now. Edmonds.
Cross screen, yeah. They're looking for the post up. 2.
Deep 3. Oh my lord, I'm just impressed she got it up there. And now Kakar here can tie the game up. Finds Renee Bush, forces up a circle shot, hits the side of the backboard. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first half, it is the visitors who have a 2-point lead over the Sevenoaks Suns. We're about to take a 15-minute break as these two teams will go to the locker room, talk it over. Well, if you're watching us live on YouTube, go get a drink, go get something to eat, but don't go anywhere too long, because as we said, in 15 minutes, we'll be back for the second half.
too bad. Everything seems to be going okay so far.
Yeah. Wi-Fi stayed connected.
No one's yelled.
Right. Okay. Are you doing the scorches as well? Are you?
Sorry?
Are you doing scorches as well, or are you just doing Suns?
So I'm just flexible, you know what I'm saying?
Good afternoon and welcome back to the Surrey Sports Park. We've got 2 minutes before the second half of this WBBL Championship game between the Sevenoaks Suns and the Nottingham Wildcats gets underway. Half-time score here from the Surrey Sports Park. It's Sevenoaks Suns 42, Nottingham 44. And the story of the first half, really the dominance inside of the Nottingham Wildcats, centre pairing of Praise Egerevra and Kennedy Nicholas. 2 combined for 19 points in the first half on 9 of 10 shooting. And Brooklyn Purnell as well for the Wildcats with 13 points on 6 of 9. As for the Suns, it's been the shooting from the perimeter that's kept them in the game. The Suns are 8 of 14 at the break, including 3 of 4 from Frankie Wirtz and 3 of 7 from Rene Bush. Suns missed 4 or 5 layups in that first half, but really it felt like a half dominated by the Wildcats, and they'll probably be a little bit disappointed, if anything, to only be up 2 at the half-time break. It is Michael Hanson-Morris here this afternoon, joined by Josh Bett, who decided that a 15-minute half-time nearly wasn't enough.
No, I got a couple of phone calls, so I had to sort some things out. So, but yeah, I'm back now. So I'm back on the comms.
And Josh, just talking about the Nottingham dominance inside, and the fact that the 2 bigs were 9 of 10 inside, but what more can Sevenoaks do with this smaller lineup, with the absence of Jamila Thompson, to try and slow Nottingham down?
As you mentioned, I mean, one thing they did very well in the first half, especially towards the end of the second quarter, is they started to get better looks on the perimeter. You know, it started with a very stagnant offense where they weren't getting a lot going. They missed a lot of wide open layups. But as soon as you get a player like Kat Carr or Rene Bush sort of facilitating making things happen, they make the defense collapse and kick out to wide open shooters. I mean, this is a team that can shoot the lights out. You got Kat Carr, Rene Bush, Frankie Wirtz, even Julia Koppel stepping out and hitting 3-pointers at the moment. And right now, Sevenoaks, you can see 8 for 14 from the perimeter. I mean, not many teams in this country or even on this continent can shoot that prolifically from the perimeter.
But the other thing I just noticed, Sevenoaks 16 made field goals, 16 assists as well, and that's the ball movement that we were talking about in the first half. They got stuff off cuts, they got stuff off balance. As our international stream continues, as you are watching us from around the world, let us know where we are. We'll see how many different countries and origins we've got, and then we'll test Josh Bett's language skills at the end of the third quarter.
Well, Fritz here catches in the lane, kicks out to Kat Carr, nails it. Well, we have Franz streams watching from the Philippines, and we got Jamila Thompson. So Franz, mahilig sa basketball, kamusta po? Salamat, laban Pilipinos puso. And already it's a tie ball game now, and now they can take the lead here. Frankie Wirtz in transition is going to go all the way, uncontested, splits between 2 defenders, and now it's a 2-point lead here to the Sevenoaks Suns, the host team. That's their first lead in quite a while, Mikey.
Yeah, and both teams did a great job of looking after the ball in the first half. 4 turnovers apiece, and that'll be disappointing for the Wildcats. They turn it over, but then also just never stop the ball. As Giles off the bench, he obviously was limited with that foul trouble early on, but made the 3 to end the first quarter. Left it short.
Rene Bush on the corner, hits the back iron, doesn't get it. Hannah with a rebound, and now she'll push this one. And again, it's one thing that teams come into the Surrey Sports Park having a good first half, is to make sure they replicate that success here in the second half, and that's going to be a big challenge here for the Nottingham Wildcats. Edmonds now looking to isolate, kicks this one out to Brooklyn Purnell. Purnell now looking for options, picks up a dribble. 4 on the shot clock now. Edmonds got to shoot it. Finds Nicholas down low, turns it over. 24-second violation. Great defense by the Sevenoaks Suns.
And that's the adjustment we saw in that one-off possession in the end of the second quarter. It's a double team. So now the question is, can Nottingham react to that? And having 2 bigs, it might be a little bit easier if the other big can cut, like we can start to get some high, low, and some cuts. It's going to be difficult to rotate out the double team if the bigs can make the pass.
100% now. Kat Carr here getting a handoff play. We'll look for options here. Looks like she's going to take on Brooklyn Purnell. Spins around now. Backdoor pass finds Fritz. Fritz gets caught in tough defense here by Egerevra. And a 3-second violation. Great defense by Egerevra there under the basket, forcing Fritz into a turnover.
Yeah, and again, that was just the first time really all day that Sevenoaks haven't had a successful cut. Like, they got there, and that time Egerevra did a great job of walling up, not reaching in and fouling, and kind of, it's just one of those turnovers where you kind of got nothing else you can do. So it's rather than throw it away, you can now set your defense up. And I was going to say, try and get something good in the half court, but you leave a shooter wide open, but Giles again just can't get it to go.
Well, that's now 2 looks here from the perimeter for the Nottingham Wildcats in the second half, and again, Talk about coming out the second half. It looks like they've cooled down a little bit. So now they're going to have to rely on their inside play and their defense. Fritz shakes and bakes against Barevba. Now here, Kakkar, heavily guarded. Takes this one down the middle. Steps through. That is a BEA beautiful move, but can't finish a layup. And now the Wildcats can push this one. Edmonds in transition. Edmonds kicks out. Another three-pointer in the corner. And again, the Wildcats struggle from downtown.
Yeah, and this is the run you just need to now stop if you're Nottingham. You know Sevenoaks are a quality team. They're always going to have a run or two, but when you're trying to win on the road, as Giles with the reach in, but if it's a team on the road, this is where you can't let the run get too big. You've got to find ways to make shots and just stem the momentum that the Suns have got coming out of the locker room.
Well, Giles gets called for the foul, and now it will be, that's her third personal foul. So this could be a problem here for the Nottingham Wildcats.
5 fouls for Nottingham and 3 of them on the same player. It's a bit of a tough spot.
Kakkar tucks away the jump shot, and all of a sudden, confidence here flying as the Sevenoaks Suns have a 4-point lead. And maybe this could be the point of the game where Sevenoaks Suns start to assert themselves, unless the Nottingham Wildcats can get things going. Pennell goes in. Pennell gets rejected, but Barevba comes up with a loose ball, turns it over. Well, Mikey, foul or good defense?
That's a foul. It was good defense by 1, but she got caught from behind. But obviously, referees let both teams play today, so you can't say it's not been coming. But again, another good look for Renee Bush, and she's just really a little bit cold, but she's getting a look she'd want.
Edmonds now pulls up. Nobody going in for a rebound. Doesn't get it. This time they call the foul on Barevba, and that's a correct call because it was from behind, as you mentioned. But again, that is now the second team foul here for the Nottingham Wildcats here in the third quarter. As now Imani Whittington is going to come back into the game.
And again, it's Nottingham again. We talked about half-time. It's the bigs are 9 for 10, and they've been given the ball once in the first 3.5 minutes with your two bigs on the floor. It's like, okay, I know they turned it over, but you've got to find a way to consistently feed the ball inside. That's where your advantage is. That's what helped you get into the leads. And now it's on the onus is now really on the Wildcats to do that again.
Well, now Fritz here kicks this one out to Renee Bush, finds Koppel. Koppel kicks out the Kakkar. It's a 4-point lead now to the Sevenoaks Suns. Carr steps back, deep 3. Can she get the roll on it? She can't get it. Well, Nicholas secures a rebound, a few reaches, and now Edmonds with another chance here in transition. Let's slow this one down in transition now. Again, a couple of fouls there. Take which foul you like. Nicholas top of the key, can't get it. Well, Berry there I thought was wrapped up, Mikey.
Yeah, so Edmonds knocks it away from behind, and that's what you need if you're Nottingham. You need that turnover to give yourself a wide open layup just to get that scoreboard ticking. It's the first points of the second half for the Wildcats in 4.5 minutes, and they're only down 2.
Well, it's been a bit of slowish start, but they've left Frankie Wirtz wide open, and Frankie Wirtz misses a wide open 3-pointer. Well, Whittington, this is turning into a wrestling match, if you like. Well, Kakkar diving on the floor there, but I felt Whittington was fouled on that one.
I mean, yeah, she eventually got the foul, but again, referees have kind of let both teams play, but you'll see in a lot of other games where the amount of contact at some point, referees have maybe let it go just a little too far, if anything, but again, with missing the referee as well, it's not easy, but we do have a veteran crew, and they have been consistent. That's what you need as players. You need that consistency, so...
Well, don't ever say the referee got it wrong, because you get a message from Niall Gray saying don't ever do that, okay?
Okay.
And now Renee Bush here down the middle. Bush had the shot, didn't take it. Fritz now has it, finds Koppel. Well, Koppel's made 1 3-pointer, decided not to shoot that one. Wirtz now drives in, spins around.
Hold on, I'll just remember something. We'll get back to that. Carry on.
There's a quick 3, nails it! Well, that is Renee Bush. Cash money. What about, don't say the referee got it wrong?
No. I think there was something about Koppel making a 3 and you were going to do something. I need to go check the tape from last time.
She's made the 3-pointer. I'm going to have to sing a song now of her choice. And so,
yeah, there you go.
Julia Koppel, you made your 3-pointer. Now you got to pick a song for me, as long as it doesn't have any foul language in it. Well, Fritz nails that one and now finds it. Fritz in transition kicks out to Wirtz. Wirtz now finds Kakkar. She'll set the roof off, doesn't get it. It goes out of bounds, but that will be Sevenoaks Suns ball with a 5-point lead. Well, for those listening, what Mikey means is in the last game I said that if Julia Koppel, because she gave up 3 wide open 3-pointers, and I said she needs to shoot that one. And I said if she makes one, I will sing a song of her choice, put it on social media, but I have to change the fact, as long as it doesn't have any profanity or explicit language.
I wouldn't expect she would choose a song like that anyway.
Well, the problem is you don't find many songs these days that don't have a bad word in it. That's the thing. How many PG songs do you know that we listen to as adults? Well, I'm still a child, I guess, but
So say, do you really want me to answer that question?
listen, man. Look, I try my best, all right, but I'm just saying, there's not many songs. I mean, if she told me to sing "I'm a Barbie Girl," I'd happily sing it. Okay.
Okay.
But please don't make me sing that one though.
I
of course.
suppose we better get back to the game a little bit with the Sevenoaks run that Nottingham just haven't got anything going. I'm kind of surprised that Coach KENRICK LIBURD left the timeout so long, but in a way, like, you've got nothing going for 6 minutes on the road and you're only down 5. If you can find a way to get some stuff going, you're going to be right in this game, and that's it. On the road, it's just about hanging around and then making some plays down the stretch.
Well, Jamila Thompson, I'm glad that you have identified. Please, can you make sure that the song I have to sing does not have any bad language in it or any sort of something that could get me into trouble? As Mikey just said, yeah, I mean, of course, look, the thing right now here for the Sevenoaks Suns is to maintain this pressure going forward. They got the momentum at the moment. Both teams haven't really got off from the perimeter as much as they would have liked to here in the second half. But for Nottingham Wildcats, shot selection needs to improve if they're going to get back in this game.
Yeah, and again, a couple of turnovers were forced. We're trying to force the ball inside, so they've got to pick and choose the moments.
Now ball's on the ground here. Frankie Wirtz gives out to Renee Bush. 6 on the shot clock now. Got to get something going to the basket. Finds Koppel under the basket. Gets caught with it. Gets rejected. Well, Egbareva said, "Not in your house." That's a 24-second violation. Great defense by the Wildcats.
Yeah, and at that time it was off the pick and roll. Obviously, you don't want to switch with Egbareva and Ashton, but Pennell did a great job of reading that, getting a hand in the passing lane, and that's what led to Renee Bush trying to have to throw something up, and Egbareva's size there just for the easy block. But it's this end where Nottingham really need to establish something, and that will probably be what they want, a low catch, but just can't do anything with it.
Well, Ashton for 3, and finally, Nottingham Wildcats hit a jump shot from downtown. They cut it down to a 2-point ball game, but Egbareva there, I believe, got away with a few steps. Now Kat Carr goes down the middle. Carr now looking for options, finds Renee Bush. Kicks out to Frankie Wirtz. Wirtz now gets a handoff with Koppel. Koppel down the middle. Well, this time they call the traveling violation, but again, very tough play there.
Yeah, but that time I think she just kind of just caught it and just tried to shuffle the feet to try and make the pivot to outlet the pass as she got caught in the key. But Nottingham have done a better job of taking away some of the drives, compacting it in, and then forcing Sevenoaks to do it as we're going to get the floor dried up.
Oh, it's definitely a travel. I'm not arguing with the call. The call is 100%, but down the other end, if you saw that Egbareva had the ball in the low block and she took that third step and went to pass it, the question is, for me, I guess I need to go on a referee's course. For me, because the game does evolve. Well, we see a lot the 3 steps, the Euro steps over time here, because international basketball is very, very different. But again, for me, I need to be educated more. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I think some of the London Lions girls in Europe, I think Kennedy Leonard got called for a couple of shuffles of the feet on Wednesday at the Copper Box, and against the adjustment, it's so different. And when you are looking at referees in different countries, everyone does have that slight different interpretation. As Koppel's late on the hedge there, and again, our worldwide tour continues this afternoon. We've got a message from Yashi out in India. So far, what are we on? India, Philippines, Mexico, Spain, Slovakia and Hungary. I think that's not a bad crew, and no one admitting they're watching from the UK. So if you are from the UK, see what different parts of the UK we are watching from, and if you are abroad, let us know, and we'll get to any questions that you might have as well during the rest of the game, as Nottingham have their, I believe, 4th turnover of the 3rd quarter.
Namaste. That's hello in Hindi, I believe. So, and now Renee Bush here on the ball, heavily guarded, gives up to Frankie Wirtz. Well, they're looking for Koppel down low. There's a love pass, 3-second violation. Well, great defense by Egbareva, but again, it's a beautiful pass and a seal-off by Koppel, but just a little too late.
I mean, it's kind of ironic in a way that the Nottingham ones have been the ones feeding the ball inside. The first time Sevenoaks go to post it, they get called for 3 seconds.
Oh, again, great defense, but now Wildcats here with a chance to tie the game up or take the lead if they can hit a 3-pointer. And here comes the handoff now. Comes off one screen now. Splits a defense down the middle. Bit of contact, doesn't get it. Well, secure the rebound, and now Kat Carr can push this one. Well, she's got Fritz ahead of her. Finds Renee Bush. Bush for 3 in transition. Doesn't get it. And Wildcats can't secure the rebound, and now Fritz will slow this one down. Fritz goes down to Kat Carr. Carr spins around, goes baseline. Gets caught a double team, kicks out. Wirtz wide open. Doesn't get it.
4-on-2 here for Nottingham.
Finds Egbereva back out. Well, she can take the lead with this one. Doesn't get it. Whittington secures the ball.
Ooh. Well saved. I thought it looked all the while she was going to go out of bounds there, but great save by Whittington.
But now comes off one screen. Well, she's got Whittington wide open. Doesn't get the ball to her. Goes in with a little wraparound finger roll. She can't get it. Egbereva with the offensive board. Gets caught in a double team. Turns it over. Right now, sloppy passenger plays. Koppel now down the middle in transition. Kicks out the Cat Carr. Carr kicks out the Frankie Wirtz. Wirtz down the middle now, hesitates. Finds Fritz under the basket, and Fritz lays it up. And it's a 4-point lead here to the Sevenoaks Suns.
Yeah, and the body language of Nottingham's just dropped in the last couple of minutes. It's got scrappy, but they've got to realise they're down 4 on the road against Sevenoaks. I think if you'd given them an opportunity with 11.5 minutes left, they probably would have taken it. So right now, you just got to try and mentally reset.
And Panel nails the three-pointer, and it's back to a 1-point ball game.
And that's it. You just need to get a score, stop scoring. You're suddenly back in the lead going into the fourth quarter. That's how quickly this game can change.
Well, there you can see strong move by Cat Carr going baseline, drawing the foul against Brooklyn Pennell. That's a tough move, and that's kind of what Sevenoaks need from Cat Carr. Again, you know, if Nottingham Wildcats don't have that help side defense, that is the playground there for Cat Carr, because she's arguably probably one of the top female basketball players in Europe at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. And look, she's always in and around the MVP conversation for a reason. But it's nice that she's got that continuity, and she's a big-time player to make big plays.
Well, now we have Rodolfo Regala from the Philippines. Kumakain ako, Jollibee. Mahilig ako sa basketball. Congratulations to TNT Tropangiga for winning the PBA. And we also have Gamer Gilix. Hello, watching from the UK. And I believe we still have Jamila Thompson watching this game, and she knows.
Well, I'd expect to. Obviously, Jamila can't be here, so she'll no doubt watching and supporting, and probably shouting at her TV or computer, as well as this time Nottingham do successfully get the ball out of the double team, but Nottingham make them pay with Giles with the three, and we're suddenly all again tied up.
Well, she ties the game up with that triple, and it's 55 apiece. Under a minute to go. Renee Bush tries to respond down the other end, and Renee Bush, cash money, the former University of Pennsylvania basketball player. Well, Jamila Thompson, if you're playing right now, I am disappointed you're not here, because you are my favorite player in the WBBL, and I say that, and I mean that. Ashley now gives up to Whittington. And Whittington drives in, kicks this one out to Edmonds.
6 on the shot clock, so
steps back, long two-pointer, off the front iron, doesn't get it. Wirtz with a rebound. Well, they almost turned out. Oh, well, Cat Carr, very close there. Looked like a backcourt violation.
And the interesting thing was, if the shot clock was on, it would have been really interesting to see how close to an 8-second violation we were as well.
Absolutely, but Renee Bush one more time, nails it, nothing but net. And look what it means. Renee Bush repays the favor and says thank you very much. And as they would say in the Philippines, salamat kaibigan, thank you for the three-pointer.
And that's a killer if you're Nottingham right there. You struggle all quarter, you somehow stay in it, you get the game tied up, and then you give up 2 open threes to a shooter to end the quarter. Obviously, Renee Bush was struggling. She was only 4 of 10 till then, but now she's up to 6 of 12 from downtown. Sevenoaks still at 50% as a team. But ultimately for the Suns, it's the defensive end that's been the adjustment. Nottingham kind of got whatever they wanted in the first half. Suns have done a lot better job of forcing tougher looks. The double teams deterred the Wildcats from throwing the ball inside. It's on Nottingham. Can they make the adjustment to get the ball inside and play out of the double team, whether it's the post scoring or kick it out, as we got that rotation with Giles knocking down the three? Can they make that adjustment if they want to win this game? Because down 6, you are right in the game.
Well, that was a confidence blow there, because there you could see the Nottingham Wildcats, they got back in the game with a huge three-pointer. Well, 2 back-to-back three-pointers that tied the game up. Then again, it was Renee Bush. But again, it's not just Renee Bush. We know what a great shooter Renee Bush is, but it's the fact that the Sevenoaks Suns can play that style of basketball that can sort of make those penetrations and draw the defense for the wide open kickouts. But again, that could be a huge confidence blower for the Nottingham Wildcats.
But ultimately, it's to expect to take punches on the road against the Sevenoaks Suns team, and they just got to really stay steady. And Sevenoaks have just got to continue to do what they're doing on the defensive end, and they're now going a little bit smaller. Koppel will get a break. I don't think it'll be a long one, because she was great in the third quarter, but Millie Watkins now coming in. Can they can Sevenoaks still have that interior defence with Watkins in the game? She did a good job of being physical, and ultimately that's what Sevenoaks need to do to close this one out and move to 4-0 in the league.
Well, now we start the fourth quarter, and it will be the Nottingham Wildcats who get the first possession here. Again, they need to get things going. They need to make sure.
And it will be Wildcats with the first possession of the fourth. Out with Edmonds, Purnell, Nicholas, Egerevra and Giles.
Well, downloaded Egbereva, and again another 3-second violation called there. But that was the case. The facilitation offense there by the Nottingham Wildcats really let them down, but now the Sevenoaks Suns can start to build some more momentum going forward with a 6-point lead.
Yeah, and again, it's those turnovers that didn't happen in the first half that have creeped up for the Wildcats.
Carr now gives up. Renee Bush has hit her last two, way off the mark, and that one goes out of bounds, and it will be Nottingham Wildcats ball. Now again, you cannot blame Renee Bush for taking that three-pointer because she must be flying with confidence after her back-to-back triples. And now the Nottingham Wildcats have a chance here to build into the deficit as they trail by 6 points.
Yeah, Nottingham had 7 turnovers in the third quarter, so 1 to start the fourth, so it's 8 in the second half.
They try a three-pointer a little bit off the mark. Great defense by Fritz, and now Kat Carr can push this one. Carr now comes up a double screen, finds Renee Bush, pump fakes, goes down the middle, kicks out to Fritz. Fritz with a mid-range, doesn't get it, but gets her own rebound. They don't box her out. They find Carr, top of the key, can give him a 9-point lead. Kat Carr, nothing but net. Well, you will never hear me say string music, but you can hear the violins playing on that one.
But again, it's another offensive rebound. It's something that Nottingham dominated early on in the game. They dominated the glass at both ends. I don't think Sevenoaks had an offensive rebound for the first 15 minutes of the game, but another one there creates the rotation and wide open look for Kat Carr, and she's not going to make any mistakes as she's up to 19 points personal, leading scorer in the game.
Well, fresh 14 on the shot clock now for the Nottingham Wildcats. It came off the foot of Renee Bush, so we'll be sideline ball as Brooklyn Purnell. Well, she's got Egbereba in the low block, guarded by Kat Carr. Egbereba, here comes a double team, and an offensive foul's been called. Well, Kat Carr, looks like she took a shot there. Kat Carr's a warrior. I mean, week in, week out, she plays multiple positions. She can shoot, she can facilitate, she can isolate, but there you can see she's just taking the knocks there on defense, doing whatever it takes to win for the Sevenoaks Suns. Well, Carr down the middle, pulls up for the mid-range, doesn't get it. Nicholas secures a rebound, and now the Wildcats really need to score in this possession. Nicholas now looking for a handoff, gives up to Edmonds. Edmonds dishes this one up to Purnell. Purnell turns it over. Too many dribbles, and now we got a bit of transition here. 3-on-2. Carr finds Bush. Big three. That might be good night, Nottingham. And that is a 12-point lead to the hosts.
Yeah, I need to sort the floor out. That turnover is okay. Parnell put the ball on the floor, but ultimately she slipped, and that's what caused the turnover. And then Nottingham, that's an impossible job in the 3-on-2 transition. Edmonds did a pretty good job of closing out, really, considering the circumstances. Also not to foul her, but that's...
Well, now Nottingham have gone a little bit smaller here as Whittington's come back into the game, so Nicholas will play the 5, and Whittington will probably play the perimeter power forward here for the Wildcats, but it's a 12-point deficit. The time you did not want the Sevenoaks Suns to take the lead in this game.
But this is what we're seeing time and time again from the Suns. They're just so clinical. They ride with momentum boosters. This time they're going to double team on Whittington, which is a bit unusual.
Well, again, they can't score here, and it will be transition here with Kat Carr with the ball in her hands.
Oh, good pass.
14-point lead now. Oh, excuse me, 15-point lead to the Sevenoaks Suns. I can't count. I apologize.
Not a maths teacher.
Being the son of a math teacher, and I still can't count properly.
Sorry, Mr. Bett.
That was his name, Mr. Bett, the math teacher at the American school. Well, there's a hesitation now. Breaks down the defense, puts up a little teardrop, and finally, the Nottingham Wildcats get a field goal here.
Yeah, again, first one of the 4. It took them nearly 5 minutes to score in the third as Fritz fouled on the baseline drive. But again, Nottingham even though he's starting to run away, I think there's going to be positives to take from this. The question is now, what fight can you show in the 7 minutes? Can you give yourselves an opportunity to get back in this game? Because it's not completely out of the realm of possibility.
Well, again, as you mentioned, it's for the Nottingham Wildcats. It's about getting those good shots on the offense. Fritz hits the first free throw. Well, she makes it 2 for 2 from the charity stripe, and it's back to a 14-point lead here for the Sevenoaks Suns. And now you can see here the Nottingham Wildcats with 6:43 to go here in the fourth quarter, trailing by 14. They need some inspiration. Finds Brooklyn Pennell, pulls up for a long 2-point shot, nails it, nothing but net. Cuts it down to a 12-point ball game. Brooklyn Pennell.
Yeah, and again, she's just been quietly just totaling. It's been easy to focus on the bigs, but she's up to 18. That's a great weak side block by Pennell.
Well, Pennell said, not in your house, a 4-on-1 behind the back. Oh, gotta lay it up. Oh, she missed it. That would have been the fast break of the WBBL this week. And she must be infuriated because that was a beautiful dime. But couldn't make the layup in transition.
I mean, I still think, I know she missed the layup, but that's the type of play we still need to see on a highlight reel, the awareness in the 4-on-1 transition. As Giles picks up a 4th foul, so she's got to be careful, but down 12, it's definitely not a time you take her out. You roll with it, she fouls out, she fouls out.
12-point lead now to the Suns as Kat Carr here will bring the ball up. It's a handoff now. Finds Renee Bush. Bush now kicks this one out, finds Frankie Wirtz. Wirtz now gives it up to Fritz. Fritz penetrates, turns around, under the basket, puts up a circus shot, can't get it. Great defense by the Wildcats, and now they got a chance here. Cut this down to possibly a 10-point ball game. Bit of contact, gets rejected. Well, Frankie Wirtz said, this time, you are not welcome, not in my house.
Yeah, it's great defense, but Edmonds again trying to be aggressive, trying to do the right thing. And she struggled from the floor. She's 2 of 11 shooting, but it's kind of felt like the shots have generally been in rhythm. So,
well, inbound it now. They find Nicholas. Nicholas now guarded by Julia Koppel. Backs down the low block. There's a double team. Puts up a tough one. And all those easy shots she had in the first half, the double teams have come. It's now the Sevenoaks Suns. Fritz finds Wirtz. Wirtz kicks out to Fritz. She'll try a luck from downtown. In and out, but Kat Carr with the offensive rebound doesn't get it.
And again, it's Kat Carr's just struggled to make some easy ones today. Both teams have kind of missed some looks they want as Giles gets a good look, but you can see her frustration.
Well, a foul has been called on Julia
I
Koppel.
think it's out of bounds. I think Witten's foot was on the line.
Oh, you're correct, yeah. Well, it looked like they called for a foul there, but now Egbereva is going to come back in. So now Sevenoaks here with a 12-point lead with just over halfway to go.
I'm not going to say I know what's coming, but I know what's coming.
Well, you just said it. Kat Carr now, look for Koppel, kicks out Renee Bush. Back to Carr, tries a three-pointer, 3 is up. The 3 is good from the MVP, and you can hear the Sevenoaks Suns fans chanting MVP in the stands.
And that's what Kat Carr does, makes big shots at big times, and that's kind of a dagger free for Nottingham to go down 15. It's a big arse now, 4.5 left.
Well, there's the mid-range shot. Whittington gets the offensive rebound, puts it back, and cuts it down to a 13-point ball game.
I'm kind of surprised Nottingham have still got 2 timeouts left. I was kind of surprised they're not being more aggressive. KENRICK trying to get them up defensively and they're not responding, so that's the time we need to talk about. You do need to chase the game.
Finds
but
Fritz.
giving up layups is not the way to do it.
Wide open, and again, the entire Wildcats defense was focused on one play and they forgot about Fritz. She lays that one up, and now it's back to a 15-point ball game with under 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
And again, option 1's kind of been taken away and Nottingham haven't adjusted. Renee Bush there just dropping off. Pass was never there, but she had nowhere else to go because no one from Nottingham was trying to move.
Well, Frankie there, she had Fritz wide open in the corner, decided to go herself. Frankie lost balance and did a backward roll.
And still got in the play defensively.
That's phenomenal, that is. Great gymnastics works there by Frankie Wirtz. Well, there's a shot by Edmonds. nails it, cuts it down to a 13-point ball game. So now Nottingham Wildcats here need everyone on board here defensively. Carr all the way, kicks out, finds Fritz. Fritz under the basket, lays it up. And now it's just over 3 minutes ago. Nottingham Wildcats call timeout.
Yeah, and ultimately Nottingham kind of just trying to change things, but they've not been able to get on the same page defensively. And Sevenoaks just do what they always do, just keep doing the same thing over and over again. And realistically, if we look back on the first half, I'm sure LIBURD will be disappointed he was down, but realistically, he got a lot of good looks in the first half, and Nottingham it's the Sevenoaks defence that's really stepped up and changed this game, and Sevenoaks will continue to get good looks.
Well, I don't know how many vegans are watching, but Gab on the live stream has said that's the plant-based diet. I assume it's in reference to one of our players' diets, but again,
That's probably something we said on commentary at some point that I've got no idea what we said.
well, I'm not a vegan. That's one thing.
No, it's true. Nor am I.
I tried to be, but it lasted for about 4 hours. So
That's an impressively short period of time, and I think Vanessa Acro, part of the Manchester Met Mystics, probably watching as they are on their way down to the southeast as well. I think Essex Rebels, Manchester Met Mystics, one of the late games this afternoon, the WBL, one of 5 games today. There's a game currently going on in the northeast derby, which looks like the Newcastle Eagles finally going to pick up their first win of the regular season against Durham, and as well just about to tip Sheffield against Oaklands, and then the late games Essex Manchester at 5 o'clock, and Leicester with their new head coach in Mark Jones taking charge against the Caledonia Pride before tomorrow's last game of the weekend, Cardiff against the London Lions. So a busy week of action as we head towards the international break. Of course, next week, the last week off before we head into the international break, GB will be at home in Manchester.
I'm looking forward to the FIBA Asia, of course. Japan and the Philippines. They've got some strong women's teams in their national program, but as you mentioned, yeah, GB basketball. Well, there's a deep three. Doesn't get it. The rebound by Kat Carr. And now for the Sevenoaks Suns, it's about running the clock down with under 3 minutes to go. Well, they run the clock down, but why would they want to do that?
Or take wide open threes. Either or.
Well, it's always a good shot when Renee Bush takes it, but wasn't able to secure that one. There's now Ashton on the ball here for the Wildcats. Nicholas now heavily guarded by Koppel. Finds Pinnell. Pinnell now drives in with the right. Goes in, gets rejected. And that will be baseline ball to the Nottingham Wildcats with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Can they get this one off? Well, they got to get it inbound.
Good cut.
Right at the end of the shot clock, and as they would say in Japan, arigato gozaimasu.
Again, Nottingham trying to get in the press, but they just never got it set up.
Well, Wirtz now reverse this one off. Renee Bush, she tries a three-pointer, doesn't get it. Secures a rebound. And the jump ball's called, and that's going to be... Well, I thought there was definitely a foul there on the rebound. Definitely a reach, but the referees have called jump ball, so it's going to be Sevenoaks ball. And I feel bad for the Wildcats on that one because you can see when she came down with the ball, she got knocked a few times, but...
I mean, Sevenoaks got 5 fouls in the game, and Nottingham tried to play inside. And Sevenoaks have done a good job of fouling, but it definitely feels like the Wildcats just haven't got a couple of calls. Obviously, Wildcats have only got 10 as well, so it's not like it's a heavily foul game, but you do feel like the amount of contact maybe hasn't justified the calls Nottingham have got, which they need with the way they play.
Well, Frankie Wirtz at the end of the shot clock, in and out, doesn't get it. Egbereba with a rebound, and now Wildcats with 1:40 to go here. Lays it up under the bar. Oh, she missed it. Pinnell with a rebound. Kicks this one out. Finds Nicholas. Well, they need a quick shot. The three is up. The three is no good. Carr with a rebound.
And again, Nottingham have just lost that intensity on the glass as well. They had, I think, 5 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. They only had 10 total for the game. So, again, it's kind of the little things that have just slipped away from Nottingham. But I think there's going to be a lot of positives they'll take away from this game as well.
In the corner, Fritz wide open for the mid-range. That might be good night, Surrey, here as we're live for Sevenoaks Suns. And Now we're under a minute here. Sevenoaks with a 15-point lead as Ashton steps around with the Nottingham step, if you like that. That is a Nottingham step, isn't it? That's what you guys get taught up in Nottingham, right?
I mean, I wasn't doing that teaching, but we had a different style of big as well. But no, Nottingham have done a great job with the academy players. And talking academy players, Sevenoaks rolling through with this game done, just to give a couple of the youngsters some opportunity. So checking in, Katie Richards along with Zalika Franklin for the first time this afternoon.
It's just a wonderful basketball academy they got up in Nottingham, as you said. I mean, it's one of those cities that just really has a great dedication to the game of basketball. Crosses over, goes baseline, dishes up to Koppel. Koppel finds Kat Carr. Oh, Kat Carr, come on, you're wide open there. Please shoot that one.
What, 40-foot jumper for the icing on the cake?
Takes the mid-range. Well, if she'd taken that one, I'm pretty sure she would have made that one, though.
Foul? There you go. Off the bench and committing a foul.
Well, timeout has been called with 28.4 seconds left as the Sevenoaks Suns lead this one by 13 over the Nottingham Wildcats.
Yeah, and just, oh, my bad. Where's that come from? Kat Carr triple-double.
Are you surprised?
Well, she had like 3 rebounds midway through the third quarter, and I didn't really look at it. I've just flicked back over. Kat Carr, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 11 assists. That's, again, it's kind of come from nowhere. She's been just quiet. It feels like her shot hasn't been falling a lot today. But again, that's the type of player she is. Obviously, her and Kennedy Leonard. Obviously, Kennedy had the 22 assists last week against Gloucester, but keep making plays. But yeah, it just did kind of feel like it's come from nowhere. So
okay, let me give you some context.
I know.
Okay, so what am I about to say then?
Kat Carr just doing Kat Carr things.
No. See, don't assume. Don't assume. Listen. I have a friend called Mike Nealis who's playing pro basketball in Hong Kong right now. Mike used to be my colleague at the American school. Kat used to coach, or I think she still coaches there. The day Kat Carr was born, because Kat's from Philadelphia. Mike Nealis is from Philadelphia. He told me when she was born, she was named Kat Triple-Double Carr. So are you surprised that she got a triple-double?
Might be her first one of the season.
Did she get a triple-double last game?
No, I think she was 1 rebound. She was 1 short. I know the first game I was here for, I was on stats. She was 1 assist short.
So she's in the region.
She's in the region
yeah,
for sure.
I mean, but that's you're not going to average a triple-double. But her middle name is triple-double, just like Jamila Thompson's middle name is greatness.
Valid. As Wildcats also giving a couple of the youngsters some time. So Maisie Everson and Natalie Charity into the game to close it out. As Nottingham, I think, probably the first score for the Bigs in the second half with Egerbreva inside. Just a little too late, unfortunately, though, for Nottingham this afternoon as Couples walks out of bounds.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is an 11-point lead now to the Sevenoaks Suns with 10.3 seconds here at the Surrey Sports Park. We thank you for joining us here on the live stream YouTube. It's me, your commentator, Josh Bett, joined by the little bros of Mikey. But at the end of this one, it will be the Sevenoaks Suns who win this one 80-69 over the Nottingham Wildcats.
Yeah, and we'll just have a look as the game wraps up with some final stat lines. Renee Bush, 21 points, including 21 points on 7 made threes. So she's scoreless from 2, but Renee Bush 21 along with 7 assists. Also, we mentioned Kat Carr's triple-double, but also 14 for Vert, 16 for Fritz. And again, Julia Koppel quiet by her standards, only 5 points, 1 rebound, but interiorly on the defensive end, I thought she did a terrific job. As for the Wildcats, leading score was Brooklyn Purnell with 20, and then a double-double from Kennedy Nicholas, 12 points, 10 rebounds, but I think all 12 of those points were in the first half. And then Janae Giles on her debut, 10 points, 5 rebounds as well, and she'll definitely be someone that you can certainly see some potential from. She'll just need a bit of time to settle in with the team, learn the way that Nottingham do things, and have some more practice under the belt. I think she only had 2 or 3 practices with them, so a decent job on her debut as well.
Well, it is now midday, as we mentioned, as the league standings. We'll just take a look at the league standings of the WBBL.
So Sevenoaks go joint top with London and Sheffield at 4-0. Nottingham dropped to 1 and 3, but I think that's a little bit, maybe it's a little too early to read that into Nottingham. They played both Sevenoaks and Sheffield. They played Leicester on the road as well, so it's been a relatively tough early schedule for the Wildcats. And the progress I certainly saw, having been there last week, to what we saw today, this is a team that will cause some teams some problems late in the year. And next week, I think on the road to Manchester, which will be a winnable game. If we can get that momentum rolling into the international break, that'll be a big thing coming out when the schedule lightens up a little bit.
And as we mentioned, good start for the Manchester Mystics. If you follow their commentary, they've got a great commentator. You can follow him on Twitter. He's called @brand161. His name's Adam. He's infamous for making hats that are okay, I guess. You can follow him.
I'm not going to say anything because I'm yet to get one.
Anyway, it's Adam, brand161. He's about 6'6". He's got very great personality. Yeah, you can follow him @brand161. His name's Adam.
Are we doing post-game interviews? I don't actually know.
Do we have the microphone to go down?
I think we've taken.
So
We can take him down onto the bleachers. So I will talk and we'll get rearranged and just hold on for a couple of minutes
Okay.
and we'll try and get some reaction from Len Bush and possibly KENRICK, LIBURD as
Len,
well.
get up here. Len! Sorry, can't shout into the mic. Len, can you come up here, please? Len, can you hear me? Len!
Now, I think you might need to go get him. So if you go get him, I'll get the mic set up for you, Josh, as Josh goes down, and I will just readjust here at the Surrey Sports Park. Reminder: the final score: Sevenoaks Suns 80, Nottingham Wildcats 69.
So, do you want to then go down there?
Yeah.
And I'll hand over to you. From that side.
Cool.
Well, we're live now here at the Surrey Sports Park. The Sevenoaks Suns have won yet again. We're going to have a catch up here with Coach Len Bush. Here he comes. Mate, he's quick. Look at him come up those stairs, I tell you. Goodness gracious, look at that burst of speed. Like, unbelievable. So I'm here live with Coach Len Bush. Len, another great win, of course, but you were without Jamila Greatness Thompson. I mean, how was it without her today?
Well, we obviously missed her. They were having their way with us in the, inside for a while until we made some adjustments in the second half, and and had a much better defensive performance in the second half. So I was really pleased with the adjustments.
Now, I believe I owe somebody a song because they hit a three-point field goal. So, does Julia tell you what song she's picked out for me to sing?
No.
As long as it doesn't have any explicit language in it, I'm free to have. But Cat triple-double car, as we've dubbed her so far. She did get a triple-double
Did
today.
she?
She did, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Week in, week out. But I want to talk about the perimeter shooting from your team. 8 for 14 in the first half. What do you guys do in practice? Do you guys just shoot through? I've worked with you as your assistant coach. Do you guys just shoot three-pointers non-stop?
They all work at it really hard. They shoot on their own a couple days a week and work pretty hard, and we want people to have to guard us. Absolutely.
Onwards and upwards now. Where do you guys go from here?
Well, this is how it's going to be. Every team that comes wants to sort of prove themselves against us. Nottingham played a great first half. Gave us all we could handle, forced us to make a lot of adjustments. So we go out. We go up to Caledonia next, and it's going to be the same thing. They're going to come out with a lot of energy and a lot of hope, and we got to go up there and do the job. So it's 1 week at a time.
Coach Len Bush, thank you so much. As always, great to see you.
Thanks. Pleasure.
And now we're just about to meet with the head coach of Nottingham Wildcats, of course. What's up, play?
I think you said in the quote.
Well, which one is it?
I didn't know.
You have to pick one. You pick one. Old McDonald had a farm, something like that. Coach, how you doing? Good to see you. You all right? Yeah, good. KENRICK? Apologies, I have a very bad memory of this. So I'm here now with Coach KENRICK of the Nottingham Wildcats. Coach, tough game. I mean, you guys put up a very good game in the first half. You went down low and you played very well in the low block, and then you shot very well from the perimeter. But where did it go wrong for you guys in the second half?
I think we still made too many defensive errors. If you look at, there was plays when first quarter we gave up no rebounds, second quarter we gave up 4, and they scored 5 points off those 4 rebounds. And if you don't give up those offensive rebounds with the size we have, then that gives you an opportunity to continue to kick on. For us, we maybe have 3 turnovers too many in the game, giving ourselves not an opportunity to put the ball on the glass or even get scores. And we missed some bunnies as well, like they did 2 in the first half, but we did as well.
Brooklyn Pennell looks like a fantastic player. She looks like one of those go-to players that you can rely on. How do you think she's going to develop as the season goes on?
Yeah, I think she's got the pace and the ability, and she was one of the leading scorers in Division 2, NCAA Division 2, where she came from in Charleston. She can score the basketball, we know that, and she's a hard-nosed defender. She had the tough job of guarding Kat, and I thought she did a really good job, and especially in the first half, keeping her to 10. Kat's a problem for anybody, but I think she's going to continue to, as she understands the league, gets the physicality of the league, and just gets more confident. I think you're going to see more displays like today. Today she wanted the ball and she took over in times, and I thought that was big. We just got to do a good job of managing her minutes and managing her energy so that she can continue to do what she's doing. But she's a battler, so she'll get better all the time.
When you talk about WBBL, of course, Nottingham Wildcats is one of those fantastic academies, great team, of course. But what is the kind of style of play that you want teams to know about you, and how you think you'll finish for the rest of the season?
I mean, we're just going to get better defensively to start with. We know we can score the ball. We know that you're going to have it. It's going to be difficult for you to guard us on the inside. Now we've got another shooter. I think people are starting to see it's not as easy just to double in and leave people on the outside. But defensively, I mean, 80 points is still too many. If you look at the last year, the team that won the league in the regular season, obviously Sevenoaks, they gave up 50-something points a game. We were second, Lions were third. We were in 2 finals. And, Sevenoaks were the leaders in the league, and Lions won 2 finals. So we were in the final and semi-final, but, so I think that for us, we need to make sure that we're continuing to develop our defensive identity. Today we were tougher around the basket. We didn't give up as much about the paint, so that was a positive for us. But we just are trying to find our feet defensively, really.
Coach, thank you very much, and all the best to you for the rest of the season.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Well, that is it. Live here from the Surrey Sports Park. We'll see you next week for more games. No, anytime. Good to see you. That was good.